So sort of tracking back to what I was saying before, you know, what is I kind of want to give a synopsis of like what is Judaism and how did we get here? A lot of people know the story of Christianity. A lot of people know I used to or I should say a lot of people don't know the deep history of Judaism and how it got to its rabbinical stage now. What's Judaism about? Well, Judaism's about a lot of things. There's no consensus. Let me preface this that there's no consensus amongst any Jews about what Judaism means and what it means to people. To give you kind of an idea where the mindset of these peoples come from, you know, the monotheistic religion gave rise during a time when polytheism was prevalent at that time in that region, and deities were tied to different cities and locations, and they couldn't move or anything. You know, the people of Jerusalem started gaining more hegemony in the region and more power, and so they declared their God was the one and only true God, and that all gods are false. The main thing about Judaism, I mean, that's a hard question to answer. Judaism means different things to different people. To me, Judaism means I have a covenant with God. I have a specific task from God, and I have to believe in God and His unity and only one God, and that we're trying to make a better world, awaiting the Messianic age. Well, maybe helping bring it about. Who knows? But only God can do that. That's as broad as I can make it. Being a Jew is so much more than that, though. We have the Tanakh, which is the Torah and other books combined, our holy book. We have the Mishnah, which is the oral law of God written by rabbi in a time when we thought that this law was going to be lost because of it was during an exile from our homeland. And we have the Talmud, which is thousands of years, 2,000 rabbi having a Socratic dialogue using dialectics to try to come to truth about the laws, the oral laws in the Mishnah. And so you have all of this thousands of years of, and Judaism from its core is a faith to where there, you know, the rabbinic tradition requires that there is, you have two Jews and three opinions. Like, there is no absolute truth to Judaism. So it's not at all. No, it's a lot more than that. It's about practice and tradition. It's about carrying out certain tasks that were given to us by God when we enter a covenant with Him. And this covenant is a very complex and deep covenant. It's not so surface level. What do you think when leftists claim that religion is destructive and serve the elites and keep the masses brainwashed? I think there's an element of truth to that. I think that not all religion is destructive. No, I think the religion that is harmful to us is the religion that the ruling class uses to rule over people. I said this earlier, and I know you probably came in here a bit later. Welcome, by the way. It's tied to cultural hegemony and to the class character of the ruling class. But as I said, you can see in other instances when faith has been used as a tool of liberation. I mean, many instances. Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. used it as a tool of liberation. Malcolm X used it as a tool of liberation. The Sandinistas used it as a tool of liberation. So it exists. Anytime, Socialist Z. And thank you for coming to watch. I really appreciate it. I appreciate everyone who's come here. This has been an awesome stream. I think I just want to make one more thing clear before I go. I know a hot topic right now is Zionism, and I recently recorded a podcast with BLevel from Ewoks and Eric Unger for Ewoks channel about Zionism. And me and Eric are both Jews, and we sort of give that perspective, and we go into a lot more detail into that one. So that's going to come out in a week or so, I think. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Look out for Ewoks. And if y'all here have not subscribed to Ewoks Unhinged, he's got a lot of good content on there, a lot of good guests, a lot of cool people. So go check it out. Definitely. But yeah, so what I'm going to say is that Zionism's a hot topic right now, and there's a lot of people, Jews and pro-Zionists, that say that there is religious justification for Zionism, which I openly and outwardly object to. There are a lot of interpretations of the Messianic age. But one thing that we know for sure about the Messianic age is that only God can bring it about, and that we are not allowed as humans, Jews, to do this and build it ourselves, not build a state ourselves. That goes against the teachings and is basically a sin. What is happening in Israel is a sin. But they use this justification of, oh, we're going to build the Messianic state to do it, and it's a complete distortion of our faith. What do you think about certain religious bans on certain foods? It doesn't have much to do with communism, but I always wanted to ask a Jew. I don't think there should ever be like a ban on any sort of a food within communities, but I on myself put dietary restrictions. I follow kosher law when I eat, to the best of my ability, of course. But in my view of Judaism, eating kosher and keeping Shabbat and being frum and following the laws and doing your prayers, this is just a level of dedication. You're not lesser or greater for being able to do it. You're not a better Jew for praying more. I just believe that it's showing dedication to God, and that it spiritually fulfills me. I don't think that people should ever keep dietary laws unless it fulfills them and it fulfills their faith. Why do I think it's important? It's because God gave us these laws. I think that when God gave us specific laws, that following them is a sign of devotion and dedication. I don't think it's a requirement. I think it's a sign of devotion and dedication. And I like to do that. Yeah, Muslims have a similar idea to this to us. It's different, but it's keeping halal. And that's why we sort of understand each other on that level. It's we we have sort of similarities in understanding why we do these things. That's why you study the law. It's really, really easy to see where it comes from. And there's even in the Talmud, the commentaries on the Talmud, reasons why that aren't in the Bible, but are dialectically discussed between many, many rabbi, thousands of rabbi, of what kashrut means. There's no consensus. But kashrut means to me, it's just a way to show my dedication. Do I believe there will be a reward? I don't know, maybe. I do it because of my love for God. My veganism is also tied into my relationship with God personally. Yeah, absolutely. I could totally see that. The love of life and God's creatures. And so yeah, I've considered going vegan, but it's already hard for me to keep kashrut out here. So to go vegan would be extremely difficult where I am located. And so, yeah.